As long as we don't shake the table like that, as long as we don't shake the table, then it's on, and that's pretty rinky as long as we don't shake the floor. It's a fisheye, so it picks up, you know, a wide angle. So anyway, that's what you were saying. We were talking about how you and Devon came together, and you know, and it just
we were Triumph guys. We had some Triumph street bikes, and this guy comes by, and he's got this wing ding 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 two-stroke. Well, back in those days, two-strokes there wasn't even any really dirt bikes out there. This was a little jet bike. We didn't know what it was, but anyway, we followed him out. I had my girlfriend on the back.
Fort Worth, Texas? I mean, Fort Worth, Texas? Or?
Yeah. We head out in the country, and he said he wanted to go trail riding. Well, that's no problem. I did that anyway.
What year?
Oh, this is 67, 68, somewhere in there.
I mean, anyway, you and Devon are friends how?
Oh, we started school together in the first grade, playing athletics together.
In Fort Worth, Texas?
Yeah, we
in
played.
What high school?
We were in Lubbock, Texas.
There you go.
We grew up in Lubbock, Texas, and we went to the same elementary schools, played athletics together all our life. Went to college. Devon, I went to college. I ended up with a track scholarship at Texas Tech, and Devon got pissed because I had a track scholarship. Never swam a lick in his life. Went out for the swim team, made the swim team, so he got.
He was built for it, though. He was built like a swimmer, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, that guy had he had such a spirit that we'd get in a checker game when we was kids. And, you know, you get somebody trapped in the corner and you move back and forth. So you have to just. It wouldn't end. He wouldn't give up. So you move back and forth and all night long. I mean, all night long.
You don't win that one, do you?
No, it just keeps going. But anyway, we go out in the country, and here's this guy on that little wing ding ding ding, and I didn't want nobody to see me. He had this little half helmet on. We go out to this hill, and all of a sudden he goes right straight up this damn hill. I thought, holy cow, you know. I said, hang on, honey. Boy, I guess it. I go shooting up this damn thing. That big Triumph broke her toes on a tree at the top. But anyway, I thought, well, I got to get me one of those. So we go down, and me and Devon are in Arlington. We go down to DT1.
You and Devon are in Arlington.
Yeah.
We'll fast forward how many years? I mean.
We came. It was a couple more years.
Yeah.
And DT1s came out. So we went and bought some 250.
Saw one today in Madrid
Yamaha
coming into town. Saw a 360 DT.
Yeah. So
69.
We saw some stuff on a trailer, so we tricked them out, had them race ready. We put fork braces on them.
We mentioned fork braces earlier, right?
We had that going on.
I don't know why, but that was important to have a fork brace, but it was.
Oh yeah, but so we go out to this race out at Crowley, outside of Fort Worth.
Remember the track?
And they had this big race, something going on, and we'd never even heard of them. I didn't even know what motocross was. And so we go out there and we're going to watch it, and I thought, hell, I ain't watching, I'm entering. So we go out there and we line up on the starting line, and I remember the guy next to me was on a Mako. I didn't even know what that was. And he had these bubble goggles. You know, everybody had lineman boots on. He had these big old round bubble goggles like you use in a shop or something. And they dropped the flag, and there's a right-hand corner. I'm fired up. I guess that thing. And I remember that guy was ahead of me, and he fell. And I remember he's looking up like this with this horrified look. I run right over him. And they got to the first corner, and they made that first corner, and I plowed the whole pack down. I run over everybody. Got it going again. We
raced out there. I was a part of the race. You know.
We decided.
If that was, what year are you saying that was? 1960?
69 or 70.
So were you at the races at the same time Michael was at the races? I mean, did you know Michael? Did you
Michael,
know
no,
anybody else that was racing?
Not before Mosier. We didn't know anything. And so we go out there and we find these guys are going to put a race on at Mosier Valley, but they decided not to. So we talked to the landowner and we decided to put on a motocross. We didn't even know anything, nothing. Didn't have. Yeah.
Watch our tripods, which is a water bottle, and it's
we didn't have a clue about putting on a motocross race. So we watered the track by taking a pickup, filling a 55-gallon drum, and dumping it out the back of the pickup. That's how the first watering was done at Mosier. And then we.
What year is this? I mean,
70 probably.
No lease on the deal. Just go out and try to put a motorcycle race
Well,
on.
we met this guy, and he was letting us run out there. I really can't even recall how we...
Wasn't it the skinny old guy? That
No, it was an old man that worked for Braniff. And so we cut a deal with him. Didn't amount to nothing about putting the races on. And so we started putting on races. And the first year we did it, you know Devon, how he was. Anybody that griped about anything, he threw their ass out. You know, if you wasn't out there to have fun, fine, but anybody that bitched about anything, he threw their ass out. All the guys showed up, and we immediately hit it off with all the dirt bike guys. And so we go out after the races started getting bigger and bigger. We went out and stole the
water truck.
Yeah, off a construction site. We stole a water truck. We'd water all night and take it back.
I'd like to say, yeah, you borrowed it. You didn't steal it. You borrowed it.
Right, borrowed it.
Yeah.
And we did steal all the porta potties.
Well, you really didn't have to steal anything in Mosier Valley because everything was already stolen pretty much in Mosier Valley.
Yeah.
Is that not right? I mean, that side of town.
But we had I remember us stealing those outhouses, and boy, we said, oh, if we go to jail for stealing shit houses, you know, it's going to be a bad deal, you know. But that's how we got going. And
this is approximately what period? It's in the 70s now.
Early 70s.
Yeah. And Mosier Valley's the first track that y'all lease and start developing and building the track. And I remember all the tracks at Mosier Valley, and what a great place to have a motorcycle race. Perfect.
It was really.
And you know, it wasn't like you know, all the little gullies and all the little hills and the turns and the burns and the first jump after the starting line. It's not like all that was perfect, but it was perfect.
Well, we didn't know
that big jump.
Oh yeah.
Right before the score tower.
Oh yeah.
After the big
out of that
long start and sweeper, and
God.
you had to make that first big turn. That was such a competitive way to start the race, and it was. That was the competition right there.
Well,
I mean, you had the career right there.
Yeah, and the truth is, all you guys from the east side that trail rode together, Pickard, Crowley, all that bunch that trail rode together, were rocky. Everybody turned into rockets. Pickard, I thought he'd get killed. He had such horrible crashes when he was on the 100. You know, he just held the throttle wide open until he crashed, and then he'd get up and hold the throttle wide open until he crashed.
I mean, who do you remember? Who shines? Who sticks out? In the beginning that you met and thought, you know, we can do this. There's enough riders around here. There's enough good riders. You're promoting these guys. I mean, at the lowest level, you're promoting because you're giving them a racetrack to go race at, which is a rare commodity in those times.
And there were some just little races around. I mean, back in those days, people were taping pie plates.
Alvarado.
Well, no, they weren't there then.
Lake Worth. They became, Lake Worth.
Yeah.
Azel.
We owned Azel.
Azel Raceway. Paradise Valley. A decent track, not great dirt, but a decent track. And of course,
the racing there.
Lake Whitney was anywhere in the country. That was a a 5-star motorcycle track, and y'all
Yeah.
ran that for a while too.
Yeah, and but what we did, Mosier, we brought in and we snuck in there and oiled the dirt so it would
With
clod oil. We stole a tanker full of oil and we mixed it with the dirt. So Mosier, and then once you wet it, it wasn't nothing but perfect tire marks on it. I mean, that was perfect dirt out there. And
So that would have been a problem for the EPA.
oh, God, they'd have hung us probably. So we started putting on
Oil
the
was cheap back then, though, wasn't
yeah, oh yeah. And the guys started coming in, and every weekend got bigger and bigger. And but I was really worried that we wasn't going to have anybody because we threw out anybody that bitched or raised hell or argued. We'd listen to the riders. We'd listen when you was just a little kid. We'd listen to anything you bitched about. But any of the parents, they had no say so. If their ass wasn't on the motorcycle, shut up. The kid will listen to the kid. He's the one out there. And so that's the way it was. And eventually the parents got the gist of it. And
Well,
and
you were really giving kids the benefit of the doubt to have a decision and have a way to
yeah.
to give
Yeah.
feedback. Really, you know. I mean,
Well,
at a young age.
we went with the philosophy, me and Devon. The expert rider comes out there pretty much by himself or maybe with somebody. The intermediate rider brings his girlfriend, but the mini bike rider brings grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, and all the kin folks, you know. And back then our gate fee was per person was like $3 a head.
Granddaddy always used to sneak us in.
Oh, your granddad, oh yeah. And we knew who was sneaking in, who wasn't, but it was always funny. And the pro riders would come through and they'd duck down and run through the gate like we didn't know who their van was. Of course, when it came paying the cash out, like Pickard, I mean, we'd take all his money and tear it in half and throw it out in the crowd, you know. And I'd catch kids sneaking in the back way from the river. And, boy, they'd just have a heart attack when we'd catch them, you know. And I'd say, you just stand right there, you know. And I'd write this deal out and I'd write them out a lifetime pass. Anytime you don't have the money to come to our track, you bring as many friends you want and we'll let you in free.
Yeah,
I never had one of those used.
These
Ever.
yeah, these are the things that have helped us all get through life. Is
We had free beer.
knowing how to treat the guy that had nothing
Yeah.
the right way, and they end up being your most loyal followers.
But it ended up with the crowd. It ended up with the crowd took over. If somebody started acting like an asshole, there'd be people in the crowd say, "Hey, man, that don't go on out here. Lighten up."
So,
Well,
the Mosier Valley ran for how many years? How many total years did you?
12
run?
or 11 or 12.
And other tracks you ran, y'all did y'all end up with a corporation? I mean, just
Oh,
a
we
dumb
didn't.
question.
No, we was
You
just doing a cash deal. We went down and running Azel Raceway. We was running it. We gave it to Frank and Mickey Malone.
Yeah.
And then we had our Friday night track down there.
You know, the only bone I ever broke was in practice. And I came around the corner, and Dale was in turn one, smoothing the dirt out, and I did something to, get his attention, and my leg went up underneath the motorcycle and ran over it, the back wheel. So my leg caught the back wheel and ran over it, and I fell down, and Dale was in the corner, and I started screaming and hollering, and he said, "Oh, you're playing the joke," which, I did on a regular basis because that's the only way you get attention. With these guys, you had to play a real good joke. And I broke my leg, and they hauled me up to the car and said, it'll be okay. And, a couple hours later, after I started, vomiting up my donuts, that meant, it's time to go.
You know what?
But that was the only bone that I ever broke, and I remember it like it was yesterday, and I was showing off for you.
The truth
Knock on
is,
wood.
you know what I miss? I go to the races now, and these prima donna kids are out there, and they're raising hell and bitching, you know, and they got somebody working on their bike. And, you know, they flew to the races.
Oh, you know, I went to Lake Whitney a while back and raced, and I was beating a guy in the over 40 class, and the guy was yelling at me in the corner. So every time we go in the corner, he'd say, "Get the out of the way," and then we'd go down the straightaway, and then he'd go, "Get the hell out of the way." Well, I thought something was wrong with him.
No, that's an old cross country.
No, but
trick.
this guy, well, whatever. I thought, well, you know, something's wrong with the guy, and I pulled over. I let him by, and you know, he was like, you know, you're riding too slow. Well, I passed him. You know, I said, well, you know, did he really do that? Did somebody really do that? Tell me to get out of the way instead of passing me? So I finally went around him, and I waited for him at the end of the race, and I really was going to knock the shit out of him. And I thought, well, you know what? If that's what racing is about today, I loaded my bike up and went home. And said,
They've
I'll
got
never
to
race
worry
again.
they're a bunch of pussies.
I don't want to get off the subject. The subject is, so somewhere along the way, y'all formed the WFO. Who started Team Wasted? Where did WFO
Michael
come?
Crowley started it.
I didn't know that.
Michael Crowley said, well, let's put a racing team together. Me and Devon, we was making a lot more money than anybody thought we were. And we said we'd sponsor a race
Where did this
team.
happen? What venue did it happen? Did it at Joe T's, or was it in the pit?
It was at Joe T's, matter of fact. Was in there drinking beer, and Michael...
Really important. I got to make sure we still got some... Okay. Keep
Michael
going.
said, we said, well, we got to name our race team. And Michael said, let's call it WFO, Team Wasted. He's the one that named it.
Had WFO already been known? Was it already being used?
WFO was first used by Jimmy Weiner at Rio Bravo. He held up a sign to Brad Lackey that said WFO. But it'd never been used anywhere other than that sign Jimmy Weiner held up. And that's what was the name of our team. That's when we came out with those jerseys. And we put our race team together with, had nothing to do with anybody's skill. It was the guys we liked.
Oh, sure. But I never knew that. See, I've been waiting a long time just to hear what
There
you
was
just
nobody
said.
on that race team except the guys we liked. Wyman Prudy, he wanted on the race team, but Wyman was too straight-laced, and he was riding for Kawasaki, factory rider. We had guys from all over California, everywhere else, but the pro riders from California, especially when we was running the Florida series, where Jacksonville, Toledo, Miami, all those races down there. Well, on their way out, all the pro riders didn't have 18-wheelers to fly to the races. They had all their factory bikes in their van. They'd stop off, stay at our house, and race at Mosier like a tune-up race. And all of you guys would smoke their tits. And these are national riders. I mean, our guys at Mosier Valley was fast.
I mean, the three subjects here are how you and Devon got together and wound up in the Metroplex.
Oh, yeah.
Started a motocross, racetrack. Met all these young guys and treated them and treated them in a way that you made them.
Well, yeah, but those guys then were more men than the guys are now. These guys now are
Team Wasted, and then the next 10 years basically. And so let's stop.
We take our racing.
Let's stop there and see if we got some footage. Let me see
Okay.
if this thing took properly, but that covers a lot of ground.